Well, the greatest player of all time, Phil "the Power" Taylor, always spine-tingling for the walk-on. 16-time world champion, and that is just one of many, many titles that this man has claimed. Talking about fading out from the game over the next 18 months for Caroline Barker. I think we've already seen this weekend, where he's averaging nearly 105 for the tournament, that he is quite capable of disappearing with a bang and not a whimper. But Robert Thornton, well, we know what he's capable of as well. UK Open final, which Jason just mentioned, where he not only beat Phil Taylor, he beat him up, winning his first PDC major. Then he beat the best player in the world last year for the Grand Prix title as well. Can he finish things off here, the Champions League, claim the third spot in the table? Extra £5 for that. Not too shabby, Dan, not too shabby. Good afternoon, everyone, wherever you may be. Phil Taylor, after last night's magnificent performance against Michael van Gerwen, looking to win this game, top the group and move on into the semi-finals tonight, which is already through, but keep that momentum going. As for Robert Thornton, he's played pretty well in periods during his first two games, Dan, but the culmination of a bad 6 or 8 months has really had its toll, but you can just see that little bit of fight in him, which is good to see. Would this be a ninth? Well, it would have been a ninth 180 for Phil Taylor this weekend. One Phil Taylor echoing around the arena here in Cardiff. 42. Taylor can win the group, even if he's beaten in this game. As long as he gets 8 legs, then it's guaranteed. And even then, you know, if he only got 7, you'd need a 10-0 win in the other game in this group. And once again, just missing out on the first maximum of this one. He'll want to win. He'll want to win well, and he'll want to have a good average, good finishing. 41. He's in a good place at the moment, as we saw last night. So he'll be wanting to continue that, because you don't want to take your foot off the gas at any point. Double 8 for the first leg. 71. Would have been a 12, so it wouldn't have been a bad start, would it? 100. Well, it was a 16. Curious game against Michael van Gerwen last night for the Power. Still looking at that double 8. There it is, 14 darter will do, 1-0 to the Power. Van Gerwen unable to hold his throw at all during the course of the match. And I'm struggling to remember a time when that has happened over anything longer than 6 legs. Yeah, it's quite an incredible statistic. Certainly when you're playing well as well, because he did average around 103, 104 as well. 99. It wasn't like he had a bad game. It was just that Phil was really on top form all the way through the match. And that was the key feature. 81. His finishing was incredible. That 167, 122 or 120, quite a few others. Yeah, 5-ton plus checkouts from the Power in that game. Vintage stuff from the 16-time world champion. He used to even sign his name with a 17 next to it in anticipation of the next world title. Doesn't do that anymore, but he has made the final of the Premier League this year, the final of the match play. It's not like he's not even competitive anymore, far from it. You're going to get this in any sport. When you've achieved so much as Phil Taylor has, and we all know, 99. When you're not at that standard as you was previously, somebody else is taking over the mantle. On this occasion, Michael van Gerwen. People automatically think you're finished, but you're not. He's still in the top 4 in the world, still getting there and thereabouts. Performances like yesterday, he really has got quite a few gallons left in the tank. 100, Robbie, you require 160. Well, 2 treble 20s, gives him a dart at double top. Loads of room for another there. Oh, there's loads of room in the treble 5 as well, but that's not where you wanted to put it, Roberts. 120. Well, look at there with that second down, just deflected slightly to the left. Otherwise, he would have had a throw at double top. Taylor, treble 17.
not to be.
52.
So Robert on his favourite double top.
40. Aim short in the second leg, Robert Thornton.
No messing.
The leg field to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, what Robert will be wanting to do, obviously there's some prize money to play for, pride if you will, but just continue that upward spiral. He's been going down a little bit, not particularly in performances, but just the results.
140.
And once you get a few bad results, as we've seen with Michael Smith, it can play its toll on you in the next game.
We only have to look at the big TV tournaments. Representation for one of the many academies we've got springing up around the country. But yeah, you look at the big TV tournaments, that's where the big money is. And Robert Thornton this year has managed to win 3 games out of 22. Now that is not what you associate with Thornton. Admittedly, he was playing in the Premier League where you're playing the top players in the world week in, week out. And if you start losing early on, the pressure can get to you. And it becomes very difficult.
Strangely enough, one of those wins was at Blackpool, and he'd never won there before.
Yeah, the World Match Play, Robert Thornton, after 7 years of trying to win a game there, finally got over the line.
Well, he's got his World Grand Prix to defend in a few weeks' time. Draw done today.
44.
He'll certainly be getting ready for it. But the job at hand first. Will he go for the ball? No, big 18 to leave it.
95.
Robert back on 257. We saw that a couple of times yesterday, particularly against Van Geuring, when he wanted a big finish and he wasn't on a finish. Van Geuring, he still went for it because he really wanted to send out the message to his opponent.
I think a message was sent out. Double 16 for 2-1. Just lay it on that dart there, just like that. Just like that, 2-1 to the pound.
Just seems in control, doesn't he? Oh, good darts, Robert. Love to see the maximums. We love to see the maximums, Dan.
180.
It's all kicking off.
Well, both men firing in a 180 to start this leg. Only 41 to follow it up from Thornton. What can Taylor do? Oh, now then. Surely. Just fill it up. Fill it up, man.
Well, we've got the U's and the R's and the groans from the crowd as the second dart went in there and the third. Phil Taylor is on the magical 9, and I can assure you he really wants to do this. Yes. Treble 19 for double 12. Yes, it's on. Double 12 for Taylor. Oh, it's gone on the M6.
26.
So close to perfection in many ways, so very, very far in another. Double 12 missed by a darting mile for Phil Taylor for the perfect leg.
15.
Well, I can't believe that. We've pulled it up. 8 perfect darts. It looked all on Sunday like he was going to do it. And he just lost. Well, yeah, he's rubbing his face. He can't believe what he's done. Robert's got a little bit of a smirk as well. The crowd was on the feet ready for the game shot shout from the referee. It just wasn't to be.
We see 9 darters all the time on the PDC. We see them missed on a huge number of occasions on that last dart.
That was like me and you throwing down for double 12.
Wow. Under that pressure.
140.
But there are missed double 12s for the 9, and then there are missed double 12s for the 9, and that was the latter. Doesn't seem to have knocked him out of his stride, though, does it?
180.
Certainly one for the history books.
100.
But apart from that dart at double 12, it has been a fantastic performance so far. 3 maximums, 110 average.
140.
Now up to 111. There, look at that one there. You can't believe it.
After 30 years in the game, it takes something to get that kind of reaction from Phil the Power Taylor.
81.
81 for 4-1. Double 12, Phil. Double 12, yeah? Not big 9. Double 12. That's the one.
Game shot in the 5th leg.
Well, he's thinking to himself, why didn't I do that before? Probably just rushed it, maybe slipped out of his hand a little bit.
95.
Still a remarkable performance. At the moment, there's not a lot that Robert can do.
140.
Looks like he's lost a tenner and found a pound.
56.
Well, missed darts at double 12 aside. Tantalising glimpses of perfection aside, Phil Taylor is producing some astonishing stuff here. That is 180 number 4, and if you thought his performance against Michael van Gerwen last night was special, this,
140.
well, it is something else. Look at that.
And the 4 maximums have come in the last 3 legs as well, Dan. Despite being 2 and up and playing pretty well, the last 3 legs have been outstanding.
Those 180 cards may well get a lot of use this afternoon.
84.
Well, it's potentially another 11
81.
dart leg here for the Power. Treble 19. That'll be 12, you would think, for the bullseye. Absolute 9 seekers he's throwing today, Phil Taylor.
And he's going to have nightmares about
41.
that
Robert, you record
big 9 and then a small 9 there.
126.
Oh, treble 19 for the bull. No, not to be. So Taylor homing in on top
We require 40.
for 5-1.
Double 5. It's another break. It's a 5-1 lead, and Phil Taylor is in charge of this one.
He certainly is, and in charge of the group, hoping to win the group.
Game on.
If he does win, should be playing the run-up from the other group, James Wade.
60.
I'm sure they'll be discussing it in the studio. That dart
85.
double 12, they'll be showing that a few times, no doubt.
I think there'll be a few thousand people here in Cardiff who'll be discussing that missed dart at double 12 for quite some years to come. But Phil Taylor is a man who has thrown 2 9-darters in the same game before, and in the final of one of the big tournaments to boot. Don't rule out him having another
62.
dart at double 12 over the course of today.
Absolutely. You can only think that he rushed it. It was something that he really wanted to do for the crowd and the new tournament. It was quite a bit off.
140.
Anyway, that's gone and passed.
140.
How much do you think winning this title would mean to Phil Taylor, bearing in mind that since he lost in the Grand Slam final last year, he has not had a big TV title to his name, and he has
60.
always had a big TV title, at least one, usually many.
Well, first and foremost, he knows he's playing well and well enough to win one. Whether that happens,
140.
as has happened since that time period you mentioned, things can change in the next game. But he's certainly capable of doing it, and he will be really, really determined for lots of different reasons.
137.
One of them to be the first name on the title, 2 to get his, not his game back, but getting that winning feeling back on that big stage.
Well, Robert Thornton isn't going to capitulate entirely here. Takes out double top. It's not as if he hasn't thrown anything decent at Taylor. He's still averaging 96. Although he has only had 2 darts at double.
It was just those leg 3 to 6, wasn't it, when Phil Taylor was hitting everything.
180.
That's what our Robert can do. He's normally a big 180 scorer himself. Well, we've had one back-to-back. Quite another.
Robert Thornton absolutely fuming that he couldn't
43.
produce another maximum there. Robert Thornton has a slice of history himself in that at the Grand Prix against James Wade, both of them hit 9 darters, and they're in a double start tournament, which makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely amazing to see that one. You'll see many leagues around the pubs in the country. Unlucky there from Robert, who do play with double start and know how difficult it is to get that 9. Obviously Brendan Dolan got the first one, but to get 2 in one match was incredible when the years we've played that event.
140. Over Europe 155.
Well, Taylor leads 81 after 9 darts again. He might not get a go at it this time. Treble 19 for double 19, and Robert Thornton's
99.
review of each dart continues, just to let you know exactly what he thought about it.
He's got that determination about him, Robert, hasn't he? It looks like he could arm wrestle a grizzly.
Double 13 for 6-2. It is very, very good from Phil the Power Taylor today. 6-2 up, averaging almost 110. And his first 9 average, well, you don't usually see anything higher than that. 130.
60.
You just put the mockers on it, Dan.
It's always going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, incredible, really. But he has been producing these kind of darts for a while. But he's publicly said that he wants to cut back on some of the tournaments because he feels he wants to put 100% in some of the big events, which you can understand. Looking to fill it again, not quite.
Yeah, well, Michael van Gerwen's half his age, isn't he? He's in a much better position to be able to chase money in tournaments and titles all around the world, and he's hungry for it.
Yeah, he wants to play on everything, doesn't he? Like this week, the 3 Players' Championships, winning all 3. They are very, very difficult to win those tournaments. All the Pro Tour players are there.
100.
Pushed all the way on all 3 days, but came out the winner on all 3 occasions. Will he be holding aloft the trophy
59
later on this evening? Look, he's firstly got to get past Peter Wright.
Yeah, straight shootout between MVG and Peter Wright in this group. And Phil Taylor zeroing in on the 8 legs he needs to guarantee himself finishing top, irrespective of that other result. And to be honest, when he's averaging 109, you expect him to go and close out this game to make it 3 wins out of 3.
97.
Treble 19 for tops. First piece of the equation. Down for double 10. Not giving his opponent another visit. And he's a killer. He stood back waiting, thinking you're going to get another shot.
96. $85. $137. $100.
Nice and steady.
Confident prediction from the young man.
I wonder if he wrote that at the start.
93.
Good money in it nowadays.
Well, like 10. Break after this one for the players.
96.
See the studio analyse that first half. I'm sure there'll be one main topic. the thing you can't take away from
134.
any miss that we did see is the performance on the whole from Phil Taylor. Outstanding.
Well, for 10 legs here, Phil Taylor has been almost unplayable.
41.
It has been excellent stuff from the 16-time world champion. Thornton looking to make it 7-3.
1.
And that
Who you require
is not
80.
what Robert Thornton was after.
It was unlucky, but not quite in. Great first start from Taylor. Double 10. Up for double 5.
And Phil Taylor will top Group A. He will face James Wade in the semi-finals. Will he make it 3 wins out of 3 in the group stage? He only needs 2 more legs. Well, we know the power's going to top the group. If he can make it 3 wins out of 3, he will have some momentum going into the semi-finals tonight. And I don't think I'd want to take on Phil Taylor if he's going to play like this all day. Not sure anybody really would.
Throw first. Game on.
No, he looks in meticulous form. That double 12 would have put the icing on the cake, but I think he's got that tournament win in his sights. He wants to be there holding aloft the trophy later on this evening. Got a big crowd coming in tonight on Sunday evening here down in Cardiff. Enjoying the afternoon's proceedings, getting ready for the culmination. The 2 semi-finals and the final. Should be pretty good, Dan.
It will be some show if these guys continue to play at the level they have produced over the course of this weekend.
37.
Well, there's a few 180s already in the tournament. Quite a few in this match so far. Another slip there. And Robert can't leave a finish now. He certainly can't with that 5.
85. Who you require 140.
Well, he's been making a habit of taking out big checkouts. But the 140 is not going to go. He'll just look to leave a nice little 1 darter at tops.
60.
Not happy with that visit. So a chance for Thornton to leave something handy. That's better. Well, that's not bad either.
39. Who you require 80.
Taylor has to take out the 80, which would put him 1 leg away. 20 for tops.
Bit close to the treble that, but double top is bang where it needs to be. Taylor 1 leg away from making it 3 wins out of 3. A 10-5 win over Peter Wright, a 10-4 win over the world #1 Michael van Gerwen. It looks like it's going to be even more emphatic than that against the Thorn.
He's relentless at the moment. Down for 19s.
139.
Probably doesn't want to leave himself a 9 darter again in case he has to throw at double 12. Plenty of room there, Robert.
180.
That actually pushes Robert Thornton's average just over the 100 mark, which is phenomenal considering that you're 9-2 down. But that's what the standard of darts is nowadays. 100 average, which used to be the benchmark of excellence, is no longer enough.
It's not, is it? He's not playing bad, Robert, and it's really good to see. We've mentioned it a few times. And he's got his title to defend in a few weeks' time. But more importantly, it's the rest of the season. There's a lot of big events coming. There's Taylor homing in for another maximum. 140 leaves 82.
Robbie with 139.
Yeah, Thornton will begin the defence of his Grand Prix title against Stephen Bunting, a former world champion. That's not an easy one in round 1 for him. But Taylor looking at 82 to close this out. It has been devastating at times from Taylor. That is perfect. Double 16. And that is perfection from Taylor as well. He could produce the perfect leg, but it wasn't bad, was it? 108 average. Phil Taylor storming into the semi-finals of the Champions League as group winner with 3 wins out of 3.